A very good evening and warm welcome to Eswatini TV News at 8. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lindoguhle Masugo and signing with me tonight is Zama Nzimanze. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. His Majesty King Mswati III reminds Laqhubetelago on the importance of respect. The Minister for Health says the Kingdom of Eswatini had a number of lessons that were learned during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. And 1.2 million trees are expected to be planted by Swazis by the 21st of March this year. Well, let's get straight into the news in detail. His Majesty King Mswati III reminds Laqhubetelago on the importance of respect. His Majesty says where there is respect, there is always love, and the aspect of respect also defines life and prosperity. This was revealed by Indvuna Komentanyeni Makakula when dispersing the Shiselweni Regiment on behalf of His Majesty King Mswati III.
Laqhubetelago from the Shiselweni region came out in their numbers when they were dispersed by the Tindvuna at Embangweni rural residence. This real duty has come after the Ingonyama, His Majesty King Mswati III, dispersed the regiment at Engabezweni rural residence a few weeks back. At Embangweni rural residence, the regiment represented the different chiefdoms under the Shiselweni region. This happened always after His Majesty King Mswati III disperses Libuto at Engabezweni rural residence. The regiment carry on with the duty in the country's respective regions. After being dispersed by Tindvuna at their rural residences in the regions, Laqhubetelago then will proceed with this work in their chiefdoms and in their various homesteads. His Majesty King Mswati III has applauded the regiment for their continued commitment. His Majesty also encouraged respect amongst Libuto, of which the King stated that respect defines true life. This was revealed by Indvuna Komentanyeni Makakula.
Inhlonipho majaha lamenhlonipho khona kuneluthando. Inhlonipho ingakwethula ekhakini udalwa. Ngeke ube nenhlonipho ebheke, ungakwazi ukuhlonipha ekhaya. Ngena udalwa khona. Uma utawuhlonipha uthini? Udalihlonipha ulithini wehluleka kuhlonipha batali bakho. Majaha, inhlonipho ngiyona mpilo yemuntu lophilako. Nawuthi inhlonipho lola uhamba khona uyahamba uyathipha uyaphatha wendala. Uthi inhlonipho wena nawudibana nephoyisa angikwatele uyatati uguilty ngesilungu. Laqhubetelago lakangakayitholi impahla yawo lihhovisi likhona lababhalisa ngenhlanhla lembi ngoba langa lesikolo bantu abesikolo abasesikolweni kepha-ke lihhovisi solo liyentanga majaha kuletha lokho lelathunywa kona. Ingonyama ithi anginike lokho majaha. Kuyababa kwehouse lamntakadamu ibhubu ingonyama udle emadolo esikhathi. Mina kangisebuya kabomswati ngoba kabomswati akubholwa ngembholo kubholwa ngenhlokotho emadodza. Wena phakathi
On the news, I'm Polile Mazia at Embangweni Rural Residence in the Shiselweni region.
The Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo, says Eswatini is working towards producing different products for the regional markets. The minister says Eswatini is open for business and is looking to be a base for different manufacturing companies in the region. Minister Khumalo was speaking during a meeting with the Minister for Foreign Affairs in Bangladesh, His Excellency Mohammed Sharia Alam at the Royal Villas Hotel.
In his second day of his official visit, the Minister for Foreign Affairs in the People's Republic of Bangladesh, His Excellency Mohammed Sharia Alam, had a meeting with the delegation of business sector in Eswatini headed by the Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Mangoba Khumalo. During the discussions, Minister Khumalo highlighted about an investment and trade mission they had last year. Khumalo says Eswatini is looking to draw experience from Bangladesh as they are very strong in the textile and apparel industry.
When we are looking at manufacturing, whether it is textile, whether it is agriculture, or whether it is FMCG, we are not looking at the Eswatini market. We are looking at the regional market.
Minister Alam proceeded to a meeting with Business Eswatini CEO Inathi Dlamini, who presented to the minister that Eswatini has a workforce that is ready as productivity is key.
Working together with our partners in ensuring that we drive this economy forward, but we also create space as well for prospective investors to come in here and partner with us.
The People's Republic of Bangladesh Minister for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mohammed Sharia Alam, says they are working towards eradicating poverty and also to share experiences with the world.
The main objective is to fight the biggest enemy of all is the poverty. So we want to create infrastructure, let you move around, let you transport your goods and services to one place to another in 5-6 hours, give you the right training, give you the right infrastructure in terms of special economic zones.
Business Eswatini CEO Inathi Dlamini stated that the private sector is currently driving the Decent Work program. For Eswatini, TV News Sondomlangeni, Themba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
The Minister for Health, Liz Nkosi, says the Kingdom of Eswatini had a number of lessons there to learn during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The minister says the ministry continues to work with neighboring countries to manage diseases. Minister Nkosi was speaking during a meeting with the Minister for Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, His Excellency Mohammed Sharia Alam.
The Minister for Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of Bangladesh had a chance to meet with the Minister for Health, Liz Nkosi, in effort to improve the health sectors of both countries. His Excellency Mohammed Sharia Alam commends the Kingdom of Eswatini for the great strides made in the fight against HIV and AIDS. The Minister for Health, Liz Nkosi, says her ministry is keen in learning from Bangladesh.
So we need to keep working very closely with our neighbors to make sure that we can get there. But just making sure that the whole world is safe from diseases. COVID showed us that it's one world. One world, and there are diseases that are going to transcend that. So I welcome you, I welcome your team, and thank you for the kind words that you've just said. There is a lot we can learn from Bangladesh, from the way you've managed a lot of the infectious diseases, but also looking forward to learning on how you are managing all of the other health issues. You're talking about how expensive health is.
The People's Republic of Bangladesh is quite strong in sectors of pharmaceuticals. For Eswatini TV News, Sondomlangeni with Themba Shabangu in Ezulwini.
1.2 million trees are expected to be planted by Swazis by the 21st of March this year. The Minister of Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, says this challenge is in line with this year's theme, Forests and Health. Speaking at the Forestry Day launch, Vilagati said people should plant more indigenous plants to promote the restoration of Eswatini's natural environment.
The Plant a Tree Save the Environment campaign was launched in September 2020. Eswatini is expected to plant 10 million trees by 2025. The exercise was started in order to mitigate environmental damage caused by climate change. The Minister for Tourism and Environmental Affairs, Moses Vilagati, says Swazis need to work together with environmental authorities to preserve forests.
This significant day of forestry is celebrated to raise awareness of the importance of all types of forests and trees outside forests for the benefit of current and future generations. Their functions to the environment, the ecosystems, including their role to mitigate impacts of climate change. The theme for this year's celebration is Forests and Health, and it outlines the significant role forests contribute to good health. They contaminate the water that we drink, they clean the air from impurities, capture carbon to fight climate change, provide food and life-saving medicines, and improve our well-being.
According to the 2011 Food and Agriculture Organization FAO report, 140,000 hectares is trees from forestry plantations. Reporting for Eswatini TV, I'm Nonjabulu Mabunza together with Muzim Konda at Lobamba.
The Ministry of Education and Training has introduced new competency-based subjects at the upper phase in primary schools. The director at the National Curriculum Center, Musa Hlope, says this is part of the program to ensure that skills are introduced at an early age to improve engagement and allow learners to demonstrate mastery of competencies.
The Ministry of Education continues to introduce subjects under the Competency-Based Education Program. The director at the National Curriculum Center, Musa Hlope, explains.
So in grade 5, we have new subjects that have been introduced. That includes science and technology, social studies, agriculture, consumer science. These subjects, let me go to the science and social studies. So at the middle primary phase, that is grade 4, the learners were taught general studies. But now we don't have general studies because general studies had fused the two subjects. Now, because learners have to actually prepare themselves for their careers, so we have split that one to science and social studies. These are also core subjects that every learner is taking. And we also have agriculture as a new subject at this level in the competency-based curriculum, and we also have consumer science. So one will actually need to alert schools that according to the curriculum framework, Eswatini National Curriculum Framework for General Education, then the schools will have to choose between agriculture, whether they offer agriculture or they offer consumer science.
The director says the ministry has discontinued the compressed curriculum as it was meant to cover for lost times when schools were closed because of the COVID-19 pandemic. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Langamanda, Themba Shabangu, Manzini.
The National Occupational Safety Association says it is important for entities to be sensitized on occupational health and safety to avoid accidents at work and ensure they follow the provisions of the Act regarding such issues. This has been shared by Chairperson of the association, Barnabas Lamini, during the training of some entities at the Happy Valley Hotel.
We are going through section by section so that at the end of the day, when an employee leaves home in the morning and goes to work, that employee is assured of coming back safe, healthy, to be with the family.
The Principal Occupational Safety Officer, Phazi Zwane, says the safety of workers has an impact on the country's economy.
When an accident or an occupational disease occurs in the workplace or to a worker, the costs that are associated with that, they are not only for the company, the individual company, but these costs also affect the economy of the country. For example, you might find that once a person gets an injury in the workplace, he is no longer able to carry out his activities, so he or she will find himself or herself out of the workplace. and the government has got to take over to take care of that person and also whosoever was dependent on that person.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security says it will continue working with relevant stakeholders to raise awareness on the importance of safety at work. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ngamandla, Themba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
It seems to be finders keepers along the Mhlabobo-Vumangayane road as people are seemingly looting crush stones on areas or rather arrestor beds. 2 out of 3 of these arrestor beds show signs of looted stones which are meant to save lives.
The road from Mhlabobo to Mangayane looks well maintained and has clear road markings. The same cannot be said for the arrestor beds along the road. These arrestor beds were designed to stop runaway vehicles, and without them, one runaway vehicle can cause a serious accident that can potentially claim many lives. There seems to be people who do not appreciate this, as there are signs of looting of crushed stones on 2 of 3 arrestor beds along the public road. Another observation is that the Ministry of Public Works and Transport seems to have neglected these arrestor beds, as they are showing signs of lack of service. There is vegetation overgrowth in some, while another can no longer hold a runaway vehicle. This is so because the crushed stones have become so solid, a vehicle easily drives through them. It is the same situation for the Malakwane arrestor bed, as there is vegetation overgrowth and signs of lack of maintenance. The ministry said it would conduct inspections, then comment on the matter. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela with Themba Shabangu, Mangayane.
Let's take a look at the financial indicators. In your sports news, Eswatini TV sports reporter Fabrice Musonera has a roundup of the day's top stories.
We begin our local sports news in football, where following a series of complaints from local football supporters over different decisions that have been made by referees during Premier League and National First Division games, Eswatini Referees Association has assured the public, mostly football supporters, that the association is currently working on ways of improving the referees' performance during Premier League and National First Division games. The association says they are working in hand with the Eswatini Referees Committee that is under the National Football Association. The Referees Committee says they will also ensure going forward that complaints from the fans are a thing of the past. Moving on in swimming, Eswatini Swimming Association have renewed their partnership with the Royal Eswatini Sugar Corporation that aims at ensuring that children and adults in Royal Eswatini Sugar Corporation community are empowered with basic water safety skills. The Royal Eswatini Sugar Corporation says this is to ensure that residents in areas like Ngomane, Lusoti, Chaneni, and Mhlume are all informed about the safety of water. The partnership between the two organizations began back in 2017. Moving on to athletics, the Athletics Association of Eswatini have released a calendar of their first track and field event for the year 2023, expected to take place this coming weekend at the Mafso Sports Center in Manzini. These events will include both 100 and 200 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters, and as far as 1.5 meters. Deadline for club registration will be on the 10th of February this year. Lastly, in gymnastics, the Federation has announced that they'll be back to grassroots program this year, looking to once again introduce the sport to young talented athletes. This will also give a chance to easily identify some of the skills amongst young talented athletes for future use. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Musonera, Mbabane.
And that's how we reach the end of tonight's bulletin. But before we leave you, here is a reminder of tonight's top stories. His Majesty King Mswati III reminds Lakubetelago on the importance of respect. The Minister for Health says the Kingdom of Eswatini had a number of lessons that were learned during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. And 1.2 million trees are expected to be planted by Eswatini by the 21st of March this year. All the news we had for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good night.
ucela umkhulu